Hello, can I speak to Cameron, please? Thank you. Cameron? Kaka choni. Bijit. Nangubasfia.
On the 14th of February 1996, Cameron Krekar was met by his brother Kazan at a hotel in Prague. It was their first meeting in 4 years.
Huh?
A Kurdish refugee from Iraq, Cameron had just been cheated by the Ukrainian mafia who'd promised to smuggle him to Berlin. The smugglers took his money and abandoned him in the Czech Republic. With Kazan's support, Cameron finally reached Germany on the 19th of February 1996.
Good evening. Iraqi troops have advanced into Arbil, the main city in the so-called safe haven of Kurdish northern Iraq. Iraqi tanks and artillery entered the region from which they're supposed to be barred. The United Nations says thousands of civilians have fled Arbil. The United States has expressed concern.
The Kurdish exodus is not a new phenomenon. 16 years ago, shortly before the Iran-Iraq war, Kazan escaped Iraq and went to Italy to study. Since 1992, he's been living in London with his wife Josie and their son Taro. Every year on the 21st of March, Kurds all over the world celebrate Nowroz, the Kurdish New Year. As a teenager in Iraq, Kazan was arrested and tortured for taking part in this festival, which had been declared illegal by Saddam Hussein. Following the Gulf War in April 1991 and the failed Kurdish uprising against Baghdad, Kazan's family in Iraq lost everything. They fled north to the newly created safe haven and settled in Erbil, where they now live in terror of further war.
For 16 years, I told my family, stay where you are, you will be much better off. But now, their lives are in danger. I have about 15 nephews and nieces, 8 brothers, 1 sister. I want them all to come to Europe because they think they will be safe, and I will help them to do what they want.
To make sure that they will not be cheated like Cameron, I will go myself to the safe haven and bring them out.
I know in this particular moment he has to do this, and he's worried about the situation in Kurdistan, and he could not live with himself if something more tragic happened and he hadn't made any effort to do something.
I had to plan their route out, and my first job was to contact various smugglers. I was using Rebwar as a false name.
Hello, Ewara Bash. Rebwar qsakatn zahmat nabi برايكم هي ايوه درتشي لا ألمانيا.
My brothers don't have passports because they don't have a country. It will be tricky to bring them to Europe.
رجاه هي زحمت نبي داوای چنگ اکن لوی بویی که در کن بو انگلترا بطیاره ل
I discovered that a huge network of smugglers exists all over Europe. If you have money, you can take anyone, anywhere.
$4,200 يعني $4,200.
Shall we go? Just go and have a cup of tea now.
I am worried about what Kazan is doing, but of course he can't do it without taking the risks. But if you worry about something, it won't make it go away. So it's better to really just think positively about the whole thing.
This is a childhood friend. He's sending me this letter. Dear Karzan, I am very happy. I am safe. After 7 days walking from Turkey to Bulgaria, then to Greece, I have finally made it. I am in Europe. I am not starved anymore. I am not in danger to be killed. I am in a nice, warm place. I am sorry. I can't give you my address because I am in prison in Athens. That's how desperate people are to get out of the safe haven. I must go.
Yeah.
Where are the keys? Where are the keys?
You need to keep this.
Don't worry.
Keep it.
Of course I'll keep it.
You can't fly directly to the safe haven. First you fly to Istanbul, and then to Diyarbakir in eastern Turkey, or North Kurdistan. From there you go by car to the border with northern Iraq, or South Kurdistan. The whole area is under martial law, and there are dozens of military checkpoints. But the worst part is actually crossing the border into the safe haven. In fact, the Turks didn't let the camera crew through. I was stuck here on my own and had to find Kurdish friends to do the filming. When you finally get into the safe haven, you see this sign, "Welcome to Kurdistan." It's a real joke, because Kurdistan is actually much bigger. We are 30 million Kurds, but we are separated in 4 different countries and are not recognized as a nation. The safe haven only adds a new division to my country. It's not an entity in its own right. It's surrounded by hostile countries and now torn by civil war. The safe haven is nothing more than a ghetto. I had to get to Erbil, where my family is. Because of the civil war, there are several checkpoints on the way, and the journey to Erbil takes forever. In Erbil, I first meet my invalid brother Mohammed, his wife Galawish, and their 5 children.
Rashid, صحة باشا.
And then my mom. We haven't seen each other for over 3 years. She feels to belong to her homeland and doesn't want to escape. I heard bad news from my sister-in-law. Her brother had been killed in recent fighting. I tried to brighten up their misery with my presence from London. Unfortunately, I have difficult news for Muhammad.
دانشتوینا بصراحة قساكي أتوانم بوتو فارم قرص كردوه بوي تو بگەێنە بە سەلامەتی بۆ جێی خۆت
منشەوەمێت مەمنون بەڵێ
بەڵام ناتوان مناڵەکان بەر
وڵی مناڵەکان ئەگەر بێن لەگەڵما زۆر باشن حتا ئێستا ناتوانم قۆندرە چیە بیکەمە پام دەبێت مناڵەکان قۆندرەکە بکەنە پام دەبێت گۆرەبێکە مناڵەکە بیکاتە پام ئایلەکەم بیکاتە پام گۆرەبێکان خۆ لەبەر خۆم وا ناکەم بکە من بڕۆم بۆ خاڵ من لەبەر ئەو مناڵانە خواخۆمە ئەو مناڵانە دەچن بۆ خاڵ بۆ ئەوروپا و ژیانی ئەوان خۆش بێتن ژیانی ئەوان
تێگەیشتم لەوە من تێگەیشتم لەوەی ژیانی ئەوان خۆش بێ بەڵام ئەگەر تو بگەین ناوێ
بەڵێ
تۆ لەوێ بۆ حکومەتە بسەڵمێنی کە تۆ پەناهەندەیەکی سیاسیت
بەڵێ
تۆ کوردێکی وەکو کوردێک پەناهەندەیەکی سیاسیت
بەڵێ
بەڵکوم ئەوان ئیشەکەی تو تەواو بکەن بە زووترین کات بتوانی بیتەوە مناڵەکان بەڕێی قانونی ئابەری
The next morning, the first thing we do is literally shop for good passports in the market for Muhammad, Qadir and Kawa, my two other brothers, who will be coming with us. Muhammad knows where to go because he has already bought 3 different passports, but he was cheated and lost a lot of money. Apparently, you can buy passports of all nationalities here, but all we need for Turkey is a simple Iraqi passport. I feel I need to compare the different deals. They seem to sell passports like vegetables.
والله جواز هي بدها حسن هي بدها حسن هي ب 5000 هي ب 5000 نهايتي حبدها زعليتها
او جوازي بي شفواش لا وانا
وانا ما بالدكان وكان قطعه انا بقول جواز الشريك وبيك عقد بيك
We finally bought 3 Iraqi passports for $6,000. It's a lot of money, but good false passports are vital. To cross the Turkish border on your own without documents can be fatal.
للريخة خروج من على أساس شنو ناو تركيا أو شوية لإبراهيم خليل بريبو نواني لعاوكا بريبو نوا كتبونا كميني تركيا وكجران يعني بوشتني يعني بو أمنا وعشتانا خوم لقريانا بو كبرد ما لاي دكتور تماشاي كرد هر خوم أم ديوم كردن حكمتي تركيش لا خوي حكمتي إسلام أزانيت يعني أوا هني عيسانيت وهني مروفنية بشتيوا بكريو درندش تيوا ناكات
We were ready to drive to the Turkish border and say goodbye. I warned my wife Josie. If she hadn't heard from us by the next morning, things had gone wrong. My two other brothers, Kawa and Qadir, have now joined us. They also have to leave their families behind.
طبعا هيك فوتان بدزم حكمته وبدز صدامه لبرجان على كان من غريبيش راك يشينو لا بيناو من على كان من قينا كهربوي من على كان من جاني خوش برنصرو وق وحشي نبن ملتي عراق وق وحشي لياتو ما قال لبرا وزور بيام خوش رقم خوي بم
The good false passports paid off, but my brothers still had to pay a kind of tax of $200 to get into Turkey. Things were more difficult for me. With all my film equipment, I had to pretend I am shooting a wedding video.
Hello?
Kazan.
Joes.
Oh, fantastic to hear you.
How are you?
Fine. And what's happening?
Well, I am here in Istanbul, believe it or not.
And how do you feel?
I feel better now.
Great. Oh, I could hear that in your voice.
Do you want to talk to Kawa?
Yes, I can't say very much to him.
Hello?
Hello, Kawa?
Kawa is my youngest brother. In 16 years, I have seen him only twice. Kawa had to come with us because he was wanted by the Iraqi secret police. He was condemned to death.
Okay.
مرحبا. جوزي. Hello.
Hello.
من محمد. Hello.
Qadir is my older brother. He was persecuted after having deserted the Iraqi army during the Gulf War.
Bye.
The first leg of the journey was over. Our next problem is how to get out of Turkey. On my way into the safe haven, I had already gathered information about smugglers in Turkey. A Kurdish friend had shown me a place outside Istanbul where hundreds of illegal immigrants were hiding. It's the house of a sheikh, a sacred man.